Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, today we're going to do something completely different. So, if you remember a few weeks ago, we reviewed this. This is the SUP handheld Game Boy clone type of device, which has the replaceable cell phone battery, and really cool, comes with built-in NES ROMs. Pretty cool stuff. If you want to see more about this, check out the video we did on it a few weeks ago. Very cool device, very fun, and it was like $8. I mean, it was cheap. But I also happen to be a child of the 80s and 90s, so I have some remnants from those days, including this Game Boy Advance. This is actually my daughter's. She picked this up years ago for like $5 at a garage sale. This is after my gaming years, my primary gaming years, I should say. I had a Game Boy Play It Loud series, was my one and only Game Boy that I had as a kid. That was the, I think, 1995. And it was clear, it was cool, it was awesome. And you got this here, Game Boy Color. As you know, a lot of gamers still prefer these, retro yet actual authentic, consoles versus these clone consoles. This one improved on the original Game Boy design by only taking 2 batteries and obviously operating in color. However, I did buy this for myself. This is a GB Boy Color, and it is a Game Boy clone available in a variety of colors. And price-wise, you can expect to pay about $30 for these. I paid, about $40 for these actually. I paid like $25 because mine was used. The screen's a little bit scratched, but it's in pretty good condition. For people that like Game Boy Color, and I'll put it side by side with the real Game Boy Color, they say that this is actually a better device than the original. It's got obviously a backlit screen. That's the biggest thing. It's a color screen. It's fully compatible with all of those games. I'll show you that in a minute. So you can play your games on there. As you can see on the back, design is very similar. Also runs on 2 batteries. And the one thing though, I guess, is apparently this IR port here is not real on the GB Boy Color, but besides that, you've got a really well-functioning device. Now, what I really wanted to show you guys, more so than even just reviewing this unit, is I wanted to show you a trick, a hack, if you will. So, by the way, this one does come with about 66 built-in games, I think it is. So, that's pretty cool. You can go through here and, scroll through the games and pick the ones you want. You can't really tell it now, but it does have the full color screen. And in order to access the games, you kind of scroll through the list. So it's got the same sound, the same everything. This is actually a hardware clone. So this is not just a software clone. This is running, the original deal, just like an authentic Game Boy Color. Let me try to get back into another game here. Bear with me here. If you turn it on and off really quickly, it'll go to the last game played. If you wait a second, then it'll reset to that menu again. So let's go through here. It does have Mario Land. That's probably the biggest title there. Let's get some sound on here. Typical Game Boy Color screen with kind of like weird random colors that it's chosen for you. And if you have an actual Game Boy Color cartridge, you get the full color effect. With a Game Boy game, either the built-in ones or a cartridge, you're going to get those. Here's the Japanese version of Mario Land 2, which is a great game. Same thing here. You're going to get those standard Game Boy Color colors, which are kind of weird. I almost prefer it, in that green monotone to this weird, just sort of random colors that they have on this. So what I wanted to show you is a little bit of a hack. Now this works on both the Game Boy Color and the GB Boy Color. This might change your life. So this is really, really interesting. My brother actually taught me this. And if you guys already know this, and I'm like way late to the game, my apologies, but if you're anything like me, you may not know this, and this kind of changes things up. When you first turn the game on, you are faced with an opportunity to change the color palette that the games are going to use. And again, this works with the cartridges or the built-in games. And you basically pick it by selecting a random combination of buttons. And for this purpose, we're just going to focus on the D-pad here. When it first turns on, As it's turning on, you press one direction or another. In this case, I pressed up, and we're greeted with this kind of sepia tone, which is kind of interesting. So let's try it again. This time let's press to the right when it boots up. We get the green when we press to the right. It's not the original Nintendo Game Boy green, but it's something else. So if you like green and brown, that's the way to go. And this is my personal favorite. If you press and hold to the left, I missed it somehow. Press and hold to the left, it's blue. I don't know why it's blue. That's not actually what it usually does for me. Okay, if you press and hold to the left, if you press and hold to the left, okay, that is weird. I don't know why we're going blue. Now we just gotta, okay, so as you can see, you get random colors depending on the direction you pick. That is so weird. What I'm trying to show you is that. Okay, there we go. So, usually when you press and hold the left, you get glorious black and white, which I can tell you is definitely the best way to play Game Boy, in my opinion. I love it in black and white like this, just pure black and white, not the green weird color, but actual authentic green, or it's authentic black and white. To me, this is the way to go. So anyway, I thought that was cool. So if you have a Game Boy Color and you don't really like the weird Game Boy Color colors, you know, you have this opportunity to change it up with some unique colors that are available for you. And again, I'm sorry my playing is terrible. Doing this through a camera is not easy. So anyway, there you go, guys. And there's a lot more colors to do too. You can find lists online of exactly what colors are available. But these are a few of my favorites, especially the black and white. So there you go. That, my friends, is an interesting little hack of the GB Boy Color. Also works on the Game Boy Color. Does not work with this, but I just threw it in there for fun. Or this, Game Boy Advance. So, do you guys still like handheld gaming? If so, what's your favorite console? What do you like playing? A lot of people love these GB Boy Colors. It is, you know, very clearly a knockoff, or at least a clone, an imitation, but it's a lot of fun. The button quality, I've got a good snap to them. The plastic, everybody says, you know, and here it is just again for comparison, it's a little larger than the Game Boy Color. Everybody says that they're very impressed with the build quality, actually. It's does a great job. You got a good metal headphone jack down there. One thing else, too, is you'll notice that the screen on the GB Boy Color is a little bit different aspect ratio. So those screens, those game screens do kind of distort a little bit. Okay, we're going to try one more thing here. Let's go ahead. If you do the built-in games, you can't have the cartridge in, so you have to take the cartridge out. If you have a cartridge, you can kind of leave it in loosely. But if you pick a game from here and hit start, same rules apply. Press and hold where you want the color to be adapted to. For some reason right now, left is going blue. Usually left is purely black and white as well, which is my favorite. But anyway, there you go. Okay, guys, that's enough of that. Not really record related, but fun related and interesting. Hopefully you thought it was as well. We'll be back tomorrow with an all new episode. Thank you guys. Happy record hunting. See you tomorrow.